We're going to do one final adjustment to this image. We brought it to a really good place from where we started, which was down here. That was our beginning. That was our final. After all of our steps, we did some curves adjustments. We did a dodge and burn. We cleaned up skin. We also did a hue and saturation adjustment to the eyes. We also used the clone stamp tool on lighten, and then we added some curves adjustments in both highlights to the face and also darkening to the face. And we have merged them up and effectively taken care of the sky using a color balance layer, which was right in here. Now let's suppose you wanted this sky a little bit bluer. It's a nice clear sky, there's no clouds in it. We already have a mask for it that we made when we clicked on the sky and masked out the subject. If you'd like to add to this sky, you can just go ahead and click on that layer where the color balance is right before the last adjustment, which we did, which was levels. Go down and launch a hue and saturation adjustment. You can click on colorize, and my slider is in the position of the blue. Sometimes you might see it all the way to the left with the red. So move your slider over towards blue and see if we can try and get a nice tone of sky to come in there. I'm going to use my saturation slider and kind of move that around a little bit here. Maybe darken it by dropping out some of the lightness. And we can always adjust this once we are certain that this is the sky that we want. We can keep going back and forth and you're not limited to it. One of the ways we can do this is to move this mask up to this layer, or what we can do is link these two layers together, which is effectively the same thing because we have our mask already down here that we'd like to use to continue to mask out the subject and reveal the sky. Let's do the first method, which is moving this mask to this layer. Hold down Option, click on this mask, hold down Option, and drag it right up on top. It's going to ask you if you want to replace the layer mask. Just say yes. And we've just moved our mask right here. I can see that my sky is too purple now, but that's an easy fix. So click back in the hue and saturation adjustment. And let's move our slider towards the blues there. Drop some of the lightness out. And there we've added some darkness to the sky and some more rich blue tones to that color balance layer that's right above it. Now I'm going to throw this out and talk about the other way we can do this. I'm going to grab my mask, drag it to the trash as if we never did it. So here's our hue and saturation adjustment. It's covering the entire layers beneath it. What we want to do is link it to this layer here because we already have our mask made. One of the ways to do that is click on the layer with the mask, hold down Shift and click on the layer right above it. They're both selected now. If you hover in between them while you hold down your Option key, you have an option to link this top adjustment to the bottom one only, which means it's only going to affect the one here, which is color balance. Thus, it's only going to affect that mask. So hold down your Option key, hover between, you'll see two little circles show up with an arrow, and click once, and it effectively links these two layers together. You can click on the hue and saturation adjustment, drop down your saturation values, and maybe move your hue slider more towards the cyans, and add a little bit more darkness there by moving your slider down of lightness. And they're both linked now. Basically, you have a linked layer. If you want to unlink them, you can hit Shift while you hit down the one beneath it, and then hold down Option. Again, you'll see our two circles show up as you hover in between the two layers and click again, and they are unlinked. Let's link them again by hitting Shift and clicking on the one beneath it. Hold down Option, see your two circles show up right in between, and click, and they're now linked. If that sky is too strong, remember you're not limited to that. You can dial it back a little bit, maybe have it at about 70%. Let's take a look at the sky adjustment we just put in. That's a linked layer. That's after, there's before, and gives a little more blue to the sky. Hope you learned something in this video, and I hope you learned how to move a mask to another layer, and also how to link two layer adjustments together. Thanks for watching.